I'm tired of working on this thing and I want to drive it. Well, I thought that I was good to go, but I was starting the car, letting it warm up, make sure everything is driving, like it's supposed to. And then I was like, let me look under the car and let me see if it's still leaking transmission fluid from the driver's side output. If I'm making this video, guess what happened? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess what happened. It is still leaking transmission fluid. Alright, y'all. I got the transmission output seal right here. Do keep in mind that when you order these seals, that they're not the same passenger side, driver side. They're not the same. Evidently, they are a little bit different. This is the driver side, or the left side, and it's F Z as in zebra 02-27-238. Got it off eBay. Was like $18 shipped. I ordered it on Sunday. Today's Thursday, so 4 days. I didn't feel like trying to go locally and get anything, getting off work early, blah, blah, blah. So let's get this torn down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same way that I did when I replaced the wheel hub. I'm going to take the bolt loose from the little ball joint, knock it down, and then I should be able to take the axle nut loose, swing the spindle out the way since the ball joint will be loose, and then I will take my slide hammer and pull the axle out of the transmission. Then I'm going to see if I can find my seal puller. If not, I'll just use a flathead screwdriver to get the old output seal out. So let's get it out. Let's get it done. Let's get it back together and hope that it doesn't leak any more transmission fluid, and that my car should be good to go to get in alignment at some point. So I'm tired of working on this thing and I want to drive it. So the same way I did, if you go back and watch the video I did on replacing the wheel hub, I'm gonna do the same procedure here, where instead of disconnecting the strut bolts and the brake line and ABS line and all that stuff, I'm just gonna take out the ball joint from the spindle, and then that will give us enough room to move it out the way and get that out. And speaking of that, do I have my, I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and break loose this, whatever this is. My brake is dead. Go ahead and get that out the way. The axle nut, that's what it is. And then let's get the ball joint bolt out. Oh, not my glasses. Jesus. Scratch up my lenses and my glasses. And then, oh, doggone it. Let me just take them off. Jesus. Do I have a screwdriver? Nope. So Allen head did the trick. I didn't have a punch. Always remember, take your nut and your bolt, put them together. That way you won't go crazy looking for one. You'll just lose all of it together. All right, so after the bolt is out of your ball joint, this probably is not the right way to do it, but I just take my hammer, I hit on top of the little control arm to get it to come out of the spindle. So that's how I do it. I'm sure it's not the right way, but that's how it's getting done. Woo, my ears are ringing. Jesus. All right, let me back y'all up. Get y'all out the way real quick, cause my ears ringing, ring ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong. Keep your head ringing. Ooh. I need my glasses back on so I can see what I'm hitting. Alright, so the ball joint is out of the spindle, and you can see with all this movement, that's why it is important that you don't lose your ball joint, which is also important that the ball joint doesn't come out the spindle, because then you're going to be in a bad situation. Very, very bad. Alright, so I'm going to put the axle nut, even though I just put this axle in, it should not be stuck, but just in case you encounter an axle that is stuck, you simply put the axle nut on backwards, flat side out, and you just give it a couple of taps. Well, if you're up north where it's salty, you might have to give it a lot of big taps. And then, of course, take the axle nut off, and then you should be able to take the spindle and just slide it out the way like so, and then you should have enough clearance to maneuver your axle out. Now, since I care about this axle and I do not want to rip the boot or anything like that, I'm going to be using my slide hammer with the appropriate axle puller. So this actually goes behind the axle and it gives you some leverage to get it out. If I didn't care about this axle, I would simply just take it and just pull it out, but that's not, please don't rip my boot. That's not what I want to do with this one. I need to put this back in. So there we go. Alright, so the axle is out. I don't think I ripped it. Nope, everything looks good. C-clip is still there. Alright. So as y'all can see, axle is out. So the seal in question is this one right here. So if I had my seal puller, that would be easy, but I don't know where it is. So I am going to use a flathead screwdriver and try to get that joker out. But I don't know if y'all can stay where y'all are. So I found my seal puller, but I don't know if there's enough room for me to use this. But this thing is, it's kind of long, and I just don't know if I have enough space to even get this. Yeah, it's not looking like so. Like I said, even if you try to come from the bottom, you don't have any space. Like, there's just no space to do anything. Like, there's literally it's just no space. At least I found it. I just can't use it in this application. So I got a longer screwdriver in here, and I think that I'm making some progress. I can see it coming out a little bit, but I can't really get any leverage on it from any other direction. But I can see it on that left side. Y'all can't see it, but I can see it. I feel like I need a little bit longer screwdriver. Like it's literally no. Oh, there we go. There we go. Come on out. I need to pull at it from another side, but just can't. Let me move y'all. I wish I could put y'all on another side. Let me see if I can pull straight out. No. Like it's coming, but I need to get on it from another, from like the opposite corner. Bruh. All right. Oh, there we go. Get with it. Come here. All right. Got it. And I didn't mar it. Everything feels good, nice and smooth like it should be. Good deal. All right. Ugh. So we got the old, get some light, got the old seal out. I don't see really any issues on why it was leaking, but it was. So of course this part right here was caused by me just now, and I'm sure that was caused by me just now too. But I don't know why it was leaking, but it was. Let's compare the new one to this one. I always like to compare the new part to the old part. So it looks like they are exactly the same. Because like I said earlier, it seems as if the passenger side and the driver's side axle seals, output axle seals are slightly different. So it seems like I got the correct one. This one does have like a part number on the outside, but it looks like the OEM one does not. So it's normally nice to compare those part numbers. But otherwise, let's get this thrown in. The OEM one, the one that came out of it, does have like these little notches on it. I do not know if that's important, but the OEM replacement one does not seem to have those same notches. So my plan is to get it lined up and just gently tap it in all the way around. I don't think that I have a socket big enough. If I can find a socket that fits right on the outside of it, I will. That way I know that I will have a better chance of getting a even set in. I'm gonna see if I can find one. I don't think I have one that big, but you will see when we come back. Alright, I don't know if I'm able to have y'all in here, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a little bit of this transmission fluid, I'm gonna put it on the outside of this seal in hopes that it slides in a little bit easier. Like I said, this seal doesn't have any markings or anything to note that it goes in a certain way. So since it's round, I'm just gonna put the round side to round side. I'm trying to get it where it's started halfway straight. That way I can just tap it in, and I'm going to be using my 1/2 inch extension with 1/2 inch stitching, get it on the sides and just tap all the way around and try to get it going there evenly. I hope that makes sense to y'all to what I'm doing. I'm not gonna be able to show y'all, so I'm just gonna put it on the outside lip and just tap 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 until it is all in there. I'm gonna see if I can do it with y'all in here, but I just don't know if I have enough room. If I take one of these extensions off, will it still be long enough? Sometimes you gotta ask your girl that. Maybe I can have y'all in here. It's like OnlyFans content right here. You know, this is like foreplay. I know some of y'all don't like foreplay, but sometimes it's just necessary. My arm getting tired. This is a 2-pound little sledgehammer, I think. Ooh, my arm is getting tired. That looks flush. It looks flush for the most part. I think that is going to, excuse me. I think that is going to work just fine. Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, so I'm gonna give it a couple more love taps just to make sure that it is indeed all the way seated. Alright, so now let's get the axle. Let's get the axle back in. Get everything back together. And start this baby up. And see if it leaks transmission fluid. Hopefully not. But sometimes all we can do is hope. And just like that, it's put back together. So let's start it up, let it run. Let's see if it drips any more transmission fluid. Hopefully, is my face dirty? No. Oh. Hopefully it does not. Doggone glasses and left a mark on my nose. All right, so let me move my little transmission drain out the way, and let's see if this joker leaks any more transmission fluid. So far, it's dry. It's dry so far. So I'm just gonna let y'all record. Cause before it was like 2 minutes and it started dripping transmission fluid. So let's just sit here for a while. Maybe like 3 minutes. Let's give it 5 minutes. I'll time lapse it. Okay. Alright, y'all. It's been about 5 minutes and she is dry. So hopefully we are good to go. I'm going to do a nut and bolt check on everything real fast, and then let's get the wheels put on. Let's get it on the ground. Let's go for a drive. I need to seat these EBC red brake pads, or break them in, whatever it is it's called, running them in, whatever, and then make sure everything feels good. And maybe I'll drive Joker to work tomorrow. I haven't drove old girl in almost 2 months. So yeah, let's get this bad girl back together. It is 8:36. I had a bunch of lights on my dash and stuff. I guess from when the TPMS, from when the what's that thing called? When the hub came loose. So the first code we have is a P500. I don't know why this thing's acting stupid. So vehicle speed sensor A, which is going to be because the wheel bearing, wheel hub came loose and was making a chatter. And it looks like that's it. The light is off, and it's going to recheck it automatically, and boom, we are good to go. Like, this is old Lenovo 3150 that I've had for God knows how long, and now everything should be good to go. So let's go take it for a little test drive, and let's see if we can bed the brakes in. Alright, so even though I just cleared the ABS light and check engine light, it came back on. So I might need to replace the ABS sensor on the passenger side. You can't see me point. But I just did 3 35 to 10s and 2 45 to 20s to bed in the EBC brakes. with EBC brake pads. So right now I am doing the cool down period, and then I'm going to get home, let it idle for a little bit, and see if it's dripping any more transmission fluid. But so far so good, and this thing feels good. So let's finish up this cool down period, and let's get back to the house, and let's verify that we are not losing any more transmission fluid. Hopefully the seal is sealing the deal. Made it back home. The ABS light is on. The TPMS light is on. The SSBS, which is the Smart City Braking System, light is on. So I'm guessing that all of those is tied to the wheel speed sensor being messed up. And I guess the check engine, and also traction control. So I guess the check engine light is on to say that all this stuff is messed up, because I didn't have any codes for the engine itself. So I'm going to get online, see how much that harness is that goes from the wheel hub to the connector, just like on the wheel well, and then there'll be another video replacing that. I guess when the wheel bearing hub messed up, it must have threw it out of whack, or it must have hit it or something. I don't know, because it's keep messing up. But yeah, just got back home, so I'm going to let it idle for about 5 minutes and see if we have any transmission fluid under the car. So while that's doing that, I'm going to start cleaning up everything, and I'll be back, and hopefully it'll be dry under the car still. Hopefully. All right, y'all, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see if it's dry. Yeah, it looks dry. I don't see any drips or wet spots by the transmission. So I think we fixed all the issues. So it looks like we fixed the issues that we caused. So we caused the wheel bearing issue because the axle nut wasn't tight. And then we caused the transmission output seal the rip because this stupid GSP axle wouldn't go in correctly. So I guess that's when I ripped the seal, because that's when it started leaking transmission fluid. So 2 things I need to do now. I need to get the wheel speed sensor, and I need to figure out where this leak in my air ride system is coming from. So because about, I don't know, every 20 minutes or so, it'll drop from 150 to 136, and I think at 136, 137 is when it triggers to fill the tank back up. So I need to figure out where that leak is coming from. So I'll look into that more this weekend when I have like 30-40 minutes to look into it, and then tonight I will order that wheel speed sensor and replace that when that comes in. So as of right now, I have a running, driving car, and Bertha, my Yukon, is going to be sitting while I save gas by driving my gas saver. So, this has been a while. So, like everything you do, think, build, enjoy. Peace.